You know you got it.
Here are the results of the paternity test.
Well, what the fuck? Come on, dog. Come on, dog.
What?
Come on, bro.
What you doing all that for?
Read this paper. What the fuck this say?
What you mean? What?
Read what that say right there.
They need to do this over.
Nigga. I'm not the father. I'm not the father. I ain't paying no more child support.
They need to do this over.
I ain't paying no more child support, dog. I swear to God, I already knew it, bro. Is everything okay?
I just came across a case that's sadly becoming all too common. A man shared his story. His wife left him without any explanation, filed a false case against him, and is now demanding maintenance payments. To make things even harder, they have a daughter living with her.
What are you doing?
I'm recording you.
I see that. Did you put her to sleep?
Yeah, I did.
You did? Good. She had such a great birthday.
She did.
You're such a great dad.
Thank you.
Thank you.
I'm not done passing out gifts either.
A gift for me? Vernon, you didn't have to do that. It's not my birthday.
You're such a great mom.
Oh, thank you.
I had to.
It's heavy. Ooh, I'm excited.
You're gonna love it.
What is it?
Open it up.
Oh my God, you are such an amazing man, I tell you.
Open it up, baby.
Is it Valentine's Day all over again? Oh my God. Ooh, it's that kind of night, ain't it? My favorite wine?
You're gonna love it. It goes with the gift.
Ooh, Pinot Noir. Mwah. I can't wait to sip on this. Thank you, babe. Oh, here we go. Here we go. I'm excited. It better be the necklace I wanted. You know I've been wanting that for a long time. Another bag. You're so tricky, I tell you. Babe, really? Another bag? I can't with you and your foolishness. Oh my God. You are one silly man, I tell you.
Open it up.
Oh my God, what is this? Oh man. Duct tape, really?
They ran out.
You're such an amazing rapper.
They ran out. I'm sorry.
An envelope? What could this be? What could this be? It's not shaking. It's not my necklace, I don't think. Let's open this up. Ooh, it feels kind of thick, okay? Hold on, it may be. Maybe. Pape? This better be a ticket to Dubai for 2 weeks straight, round trip. Because you know I've been wanting to go to Dubai.
Open it up. Yeah, read it.
What is this?
You know what it is? I just want you to know that I know. Nevaeh is not mine. She's not my daughter.
Why did you do this tonight out of all nights? Why?
Because I wanted you to know that I know Nevaeh is not mine. I've had doubts. So I went at a DNA test. Nevaeh is not mine. She's not my daughter.
Why would you do this? She loves you though. Why would you do this?
She's not my daughter. Why would you do this? Why would you cheat?
I didn't cheat.
Why would you cheat on me?
I didn't.
That's proof right there. DNA test. Nevaeh is not my daughter.
Oh, babe, really? Out of all days, you had 3 years to give this to me. Now you want to give this to me?
All right, well, listen. You and Nevaeh got to the end of the month to get out of my house.
You're kidding, right?
I'm not kidding.
But that's your
and
daughter.
your daughter had to the end of the month to get out of my house.
But that's
Kelly.
your daughter.
It's not my daughter, Kelly.
Yes, it is.
The paperwork says it's not my daughter.
Why would you do this?
I am not the father.
No. Stop, babe. Can we just talk? Get the camera on my face.
It's gut-wrenching how the system almost always sides with women in these situations, no questions asked. A man can be a loving father, faithful partner, and financially responsible. But the moment a marriage breaks down, he's treated like a villain by default. And let's be real, false accusations make it nearly impossible for him to get a fair shake. What's worse is that children often become pawns in these battles. Fathers get sidelined, even when they're desperate to be involved in their kids' lives. Meanwhile, the system happily hands over money to women who abuse it, without holding them accountable.
Nothing to think about at that time because I had no reason to suspect that he wasn't my child when I signed the acknowledgement of paternity. And so
let me ask you a question about that acknowledgement of paternity, because and you'll have to forgive me, we abbreviate things a lot, AOP, all right?
Yeah.
Did you know at the time you signed the acknowledgement of paternity what that actually meant?
I guess I should say yes and no.
Okay. What do you mean by yes and no?
Because at the time I felt I didn't know that it could possibly hold basically, even if you find out that you're not the father, that it would still hold you legally responsible for that child. And so that's the part that I didn't know. And I think the reason why I didn't know that is because I didn't go into it thinking that what ended up happening would have happened.
All right.
Meaning, when I signed it, I was 100% sure that my son was my son.
There needs to be a serious conversation about reforming family courts and putting an end to these maintenance scams. Fathers deserve rights too, and false accusers should face consequences for their actions. Enough with the one-sided narrative. It's time for justice. It's honestly sad how common this kind of story is. A man builds a life, works hard, stays committed, and the moment things go sideways, he's left fighting for his dignity, wallet, and the right to see his own child. Meanwhile, the system seems tailor-made to let women take advantage without consequence. The wife, in this case, not only left without explanation, but filed false charges and demanded maintenance. Imagine the emotional toll of not just losing your family, but being treated like a criminal when you've done nothing wrong. And yet, society barely blinks. If a man even misses a payment, he's branded a deadbeat. But false accusations? Those are brushed under the rug.
Woman refuses to get DNA test.
Like, do you think that I was cheating at all? Our whole relationship, we've been together 5 years. You always know where I'm at. I'm always at the house. If I do leave out the house, I'm with you. You honestly think I was cheating?
I don't think you was cheating, but what's wrong with me getting a DNA test?
Why do you need a DNA test?
I just want to know for a fact.
You do know for a fact.
I don't know for a fact.
You don't know for a fact that this your child.
That's what the DNA test for. No.
Exactly. DNA test is to make sure it's 100% fact. Because like I said, 30% of men who take DNA tests find out the kid.
Because this lady here talked about how much money courts make off these child support cases. Check this out.
So, in a few seconds, you guys are going to watch a video clip of a father who signed as the legal father of what he thought was his child. And he explained that he didn't really know what the repercussions were because he didn't think at the time that the child wasn't his, which rightfully so. I mean, if you're signing, and you're with that person, you're thinking, that's my child. But I want to throw out some statistics that I thought are rather earth-shattering or very mind-opening, just to kind of piece the puzzle pieces together of this whole child support system. So last year, America, all 50 states, collected roughly about $33 billion in child support payments collectively. The state of California in the year 2020 made $430 million off of child support payments. And if some of you don't know, a majority of the states in America do not pay 100% of the child support payment to the child, meaning they're keeping a portion of it. Not only that, the state of California, for example, I'm mentioning them because they seem to be the most corrupt out of the child support system, and I may be wrong, but they charge a 10% interest rate on any past due child support payments, so they just keep tacking it on, right? Another thing that I found interesting was that the federal government, and I already knew this, but I didn't know to the extent, actually reimburses states 66% of the child support they collect, meaning the states are getting back 66 cents per every dollar. Now let's talk about how child support is really for the children, though.
It's a rigged game where women know they hold all the cards, and many exploit that power. But men deserve fairness too, respect for their roles as fathers and partners. We need a system that values truth over assumptions and holds everyone accountable, not just men.
All right. You brought this case before the court. What's going on?
I'm seeking child support and back pay from this man.
Okay, just straightforward. That's what I like. Just get right into it. How old is the child?
The child is now 3 years old.
3 years old.
And I have not received any child support.
In 3 years?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. All right. Sir, is there a reason you haven't given her any child support in the past 3 years?
Yes, ma'am, there is.
What is that?
We've been discussing the paternity obligation.
Okay.
Under the circumstances, you know, I don't think I was the only person having a fling with Rocky at the time that you know, she and I had that time together. And,
excuse me? Are you implying something?
Well, what I'm trying to say is that I understand that you may have been seeing some other people in addition to me. And the reason that I haven't provided
well, those are rumors.
I understand that. I understand that. But you haven't complied with my request for DNA test either, and that's my key. Is that if I have an obligation, I like to make sure it is my obligation and not the obligation of some other father.
Well, maybe you should have been obligated to your wife whenever you were having an affair with me.
You know, you're right about that. And honest
so
truth
you are
that,
admitting that you're married?
Yes.
Okay.
And I've told her. I've told her that we had this fling.
You didn't tell me you were married until after.
That's correct. That's correct. I did not tell you.
I'm sorry, I won't disrupt you guys anymore. Go ahead.
Okay. So, you know, from my perspective, Your Honor, I certainly understand the situation. I'm not trying to be hard-hearted, so to speak, about this, but I think that there's some other questions that need to be answered before we agree on paying any kind of support, because at this point, we haven't confirmed whose child this is.
I already like the way this man is ready to take ownership of whatever happened between him and her, especially if there was a child born. This man seems to be very coherent about the fact that he want to make sure before he even sign a birth certificate that it's his child. Unlike this lady who is trying to put this man on child support and haven't even gave him a DNA test yet. You already know at this point she's thinking about nothing but this man's money.
I don't think they have anything to do with child support. It's more about you guys' backstory, but that has nothing to do with me. However, has this man taken a DNA test at all?
Not that I'm aware of.
Okay. Did he sign anything at the hospital?
No, he wasn't
acknowledging that he was the father? Okay. So he does have a valid point. Before we can actually place him on child support, he either has to accept parentage, which, according to what I'm hearing, you're really not accepting it.
He's in denial about his affair and doesn't want his wife to find out.
My wife knows.
Oh,
Yeah,
she
right.
knows now.
He's lying.
You told her?
I would have heard from her by now. I work with him, ma'am.
Oh. At the welding place?
I'm a receptionist there. That's how we met.
You're her direct manager. Oh, okay.
Yes, Judge, you know how this goes. It happens in the workplace every day. Women are always going to be hypergamous, looking for the top male they can find in any environment that they are in.
So, yeah, he's entitled to a DNA test.
Sure.
Okay, so before we can move forward with anything in terms of child support, looking at your financial documents you provided, he first needs to get a DNA test. So what I can do is you guys go and get the DNA test, then you can come back at a later date, possibly, if he's the father. If he's not the father, you're more than welcome to bring back as many people as necessary. I'm not implying by any means that what he's saying is true.
Right, he's
but
definitely
if he's
the
not
father.
the father, you can bring back as many people as necessary to get DNA testing, and we actually find the father and place him on child support.
Well, I know who it is, so that's not necessary, but thank you.
Okay. Is there anything further?
Your Honor, can we get your assistance in having this thing compelled so that we can get this DNA testing done expeditiously?
Oh, yeah, most definitely. And it will be done through the Attorney General's office.
Okay.
Because they are actually on site in the courtroom, and it will be in the courthouse rather. And it will be much easier and free to you all to go ahead and use their resource. Okay? If there's nothing further, you all are dismissed.
Thank you.
Rocky,
You're welcome.
if I have obligations here, I'll stand behind them.
I appreciate that.
Okay.
And you see how she tried to throw in there talking about he was married. Like she wanted to throw that in there to kind of embarrass him so the judge would just go with her request. She had that little smirk on her face. She was just trying to play on the system because she saw a woman judge. But she's the one that need to be shamed because she was sleeping with her married boss at her job. But she trying to shame him in court.
Let's be real. Family courts are a disaster zone for fathers. They're biased, outdated, and treat men like nothing more than cash machines. Meanwhile, women walk in with sympathy already in their pocket and walk out with custody and child support. It's a joke, but no one's laughing. In custody battles, men are fighting an uphill battle before they even get started. Courts automatically see moms as the default parent, no matter how capable or stable the father is. Fathers have to prove they're worthy of even basic shared custody, while moms are practically handed full control of the kids by default. Child support? That's its own nightmare. Men get hit with sky-high payments, sometimes completely out of step with their financial reality. And here's the kicker. There's no accountability for how that money is spent. Women can blow it on whatever they want, while men are left broke and powerless.
Framed for a pregnancy that I didn't commit. I had legally admissible evidence to prove that I didn't do it. And my attorney told me we had less than a 10% chance of winning with 2 DNA tests proving that I didn't do it. We subpoenaed the mother and her family members, and only then did we find out she actually got pregnant 6 weeks after I broke up with her. That is not the story that she told. How do you have less than a 20% chance of winning when you can prove you didn't do it? You can prove the other party knowingly and willingly concealed material facts from you. This led to a journey of battling through the courts over a 5-year period, child support lawsuit, 2 bench trials, appeal to the Court of Appeals in the state, appeal to the state Supreme Court, and then an appeal to the United States Supreme Court because a fraud had been perpetrated on me, on my family, and on the child.
This system isn't just screwing men over, it's damaging society. It sends a clear message. Fathers are less valuable, relegated to a paycheck instead of an active role in their child's life. That's not just unfair, it's destructive. It's time for courts to wake up and treat fathers with respect and fairness. Kids need both parents, not a system that plays favorites based on outdated gender stereotypes. This isn't about taking anything from mothers. It's about giving fathers the rights and respect they deserve. And that's it for today on Sigma Traits. Make sure you hit that like button, smash that subscribe button, and don't forget to ring that notification bell. Support this channel through membership. You can also support through PayPal link in the description. Let us know your thoughts in the comments below. See you all tomorrow.